Okay, so I really want to find the story because I've interviewed a lot of singers who AR has like made their career, and I just love your story because I'm like, my God, you were just like a regular girl, not even in Mumbai. Right, it'd be different if you were in the city where there's all these opportunities. If you did like a reality show, nothing.
Yeah.
You just happened to discover you could sing, and then got the opportunity to go to A.R. Rahman's school. And then he basically said, "Hey, I see something in you." So tell me the real story. Like, how did he really notice you? Because he's a busy man, right?
Yeah, so so I was in, like I said, I was in Chennai doing dentistry, and so like I don't like doing one thing only, and my college was like really boring. So and I was always in, in school I used to do dance and music, and I used to play basketball, and like I was an athlete, so it was really weird for me to not do any of that stuff. So I think a few months into college, once I kind of settled in, I joined Rahman's school, like a part-time course. It was just a kind of an excuse for me to just do some kind of extracurricular activity. So I joined this like Western classical course, and I remember at that point the institution was still setting up. So it was like it was too basic for me actually, because it was like, I think the course was designed more for like after school kids. So I already knew enough theory by then from my guitar lessons and stuff. So for me, it was more the exposure to the institution than the actual curriculum. And then I saw that I spent more time in the music school than in after college hours than I needed to. Then I joined the choir, and then there was an audition for a certain project, which all I knew was that they wanted singers from the choir, like they were auditioning internally, and it was for some project of A.R. Rahman. Like that's all I knew really. And so for that audition, we had to go to the teacher who had the choir and everything. She was conducting the audition, and she was taking videos because she had to send it to somebody. That's like literally all I knew. And I remember it was like they had given us a list of Celtic songs like Scarborough Fair and like these very Western classical melodies, and those were like we had to audition with any one of those 5 songs or something. And number one, I had universities going exams going on at the time in my dental school, so I couldn't go. So I messaged her and told her that can I just send a video because I have my unis from tomorrow. I can't come all the way because it was quite a distance from my college and my hostel. So can I just send like a video of me, singing and whatever? She's like, yeah, cool. So and then the thing is, I also have like a very like a husky voice. So any of those songs in the list didn't suit me.
Oh,
So I mean, because it was very like the kind of songs you hear in Lord of the Rings, like Enya kind of stuff. So I didn't know what to do. So I remember there was this Simon and Garfunkel version of Scarborough Fair, where it was very cool and like chill and stuff. So I just picked up the guitar and did like my own thing. Like I completely ignored the rules of the audition, and I just sang like Scarborough Fair, like in a very low husky voice, and sent it. And apparently Rahman sir was the one who was scrutinizing all the auditions. So he heard me, and that's I think at that point he like recognized my voice in particular. Before that, I obviously hadn't met him and all of that. So that I think that audition was what sparked a lot of other things in my musical
wow.
journey.
So you're basically saying it's okay to bend the rules a little bit to stand out.
The funny thing is, I didn't do it to stand out. I had no idea what I was doing. I just did like what came to me naturally. So, and I think that's the lesson that I took from that experience. Like when I retrospect that, just like, always do what comes to you naturally instead of what people are telling you to do. Because, even if it doesn't work out for you at that point, at least you did what you wanted to do. You didn't you didn't put yourself in an uncomfortable situation. I think that's what I learned from that.
Okay,
Worked,
wow.
I guess.
So then after that audition then, tell me about the first time you met AR sir.
Yeah. So I got selected for that particular project, and he kept me for the same songs. So what he was doing was he was making Indian renditions of 3-4 Celtic numbers for some project of his, and so they kept me for Scarborough Fair, and he wanted the same vibe, like very husky and like very, like mellifluous kind of rendition, and it was in Hindi. So I remember I dubbed the song in the studio, and then I was waiting outside, and he was in the other room doing some work, and then one of the engineers called me and said that sir wants to meet you. So I was like, oh, okay. And then I went in, and it was like just 5 seconds. Like he just looked at me. He's like, oh, you're Nikhita? And I was like, yes, sir. He's like, oh, you nice voice. Keep it up. And then that's it. That was the conversation. Yeah. So I think the thing with Rahman sir is that because he's so, he's all about talking shop and just getting the music done, that you don't really get the chance to fake out that you met him. Like, I think that's great. Like, because he doesn't have that aura that, oh, welcome to my studio. None of that. Like, he has no larger than life kind of nonchalance. He's just like doing his thing, like a total badass geek,
Yeah.
And then you just like enter his world, and then he's just like, okay, you do this, okay, you do that, and I'm just like, okay, cool. And then that's about it.
Wow.
So I think it's great to work like that with somebody who makes you so comfortable instantly. Because I'm sure a lot of people freeze when they meet, somebody who's as big as A.R. Rahman. So
Yeah, because I've interviewed so many people that either people say that he was a role model to them or he helped their career. And I'm like, what a guy that he just doesn't, I don't even realize how big of an impact he makes on people. So that's why I was like, so many people's careers, they were nobodies, they had no connection. And because AR Sir either helped them or gave them an opportunity, their whole life has changed. So that's why I really admire about him.
true.
There you go. Okay, who is somebody in the industry that you think is a mentor?